Hello and welcome. This is Angie with thecountryschiccottage.net. I get asked all the time about blanks for Infusible ink as well as sublimation. So let's talk about the shirts and surfaces that you can use when you want to do a project with Infusible ink markers, sublimation markers like artistry markers, or actual sublimation like you're printing on a sublimation printer. These products require you to use a polyester surface or something with a polyester coating because the material does require a chemical reaction with the polyester to actually work. So if you've ever used, say, Infusible ink and put it on a cotton shirt and you've been super disappointed with the results, super disappointed that it came out after you ran it through the laundry one time, that's because it was a cotton shirt and not polyester. So the first thing that you're going to think of is Infusible ink blanks. So Cricut makes their own line of shirts, variety of shirts, even ones with like black sleeves, like a baseball looking shirt. But what I get complaints on with these is that they're super expensive. Yes, you can get other sublimation shirts. So I'm going to drop some links in the description below. You might have to click read more to see them. So a few of my favorite sources. I do like some of the Cricut Infusible ink surfaces. I love the blanks from Artistry. Heat Transfer Warehouse has the widest selection of all of the sources I'm going to give you of shirts, blanks, and that type of thing. And then you can also search Amazon for your needs. So what can you get when you look at those sites? First would be 100% polyester shirts. Now, a lot of you are thinking, but I hate polyester shirts. You may not hate all of them. So a typical polyester shirt is like this one. This one's from Heat Transfer Warehouse. It's a long sleeve. Now, typical polyester shirt feels sort of like, you know, your Under Armour shirts or something like that, right? So a super silky feel. They make polyester shirts that don't exactly feel that same way. They do feel a little different than cotton, but I think you're really going to enjoy the feel and how these shirts wear. So this one is actually the Gildan brand, Gildan. They normally make 100% cotton shirts, right? That you find at like Hobby Lobby and things like that. But they have a 100% polyester line. You can find it at Heat Transfer Warehouse. This is one of the long sleeve versions. And so this shirt will definitely work with sublimation, Infusible ink, that type of thing, because it's 100% polyester. I love the feel of this one. That's one of my favorites. And then my other favorite is the shirts from Artistry. I'd say maybe they're a little thicker, and again, they're 100% polyester, but they have more of a cotton feel rather than a polyester feel. But maybe you don't want to go 100% polyester. So I would recommend, for my needs, I go like at least 75% polyester. I have heard 65% polyester is okay. But this shirt is a Sport Tech shirt. It's from Heat Transfer Warehouse. Again, the feel is more like cotton, and it's a 75% polyester shirt. So if you want just a little bit more cotton in your shirt, then I would definitely try the Sport Tech brand. So that's this shirt. I did want to point out, so a lot of the shirts I'm going to show are light colors. That's because sublimation ink or Infusible ink, the base coat of your shirt or blank will actually show through the ink because it's kind of a transparent thing. But you can get colors. I would stick with either a light color, or like if I had this gray shirt, this is actually Infusible ink base from Cricut. If I had this shirt and was putting black Infusible ink on it, it would work perfectly. So think about the color you're going to put on it before you branch into like more colors of shirts and blanks. If I need to, say, use a yellow, maybe Artistry marker, I probably wouldn't choose a blank that had any color in it, or I would expect that color to show through and change the look of my final project. So now we've talked about shirts, let's talk about more blanks, more things that you can make with these products. So first let's talk about blanks that are still fabric. So quite a few things. So wine bags, this one's from Artistry. I think there's an Infusible ink version. Pillow shams. So this is a Cricut Infusible ink version, but I also found this version on Amazon. So what you want to look for is something that says in the description that it's 100% polyester or at least 75% polyester, or something that says it's for sublimation. So certain products, they actually put a coating on them to make them sublimation friendly. So you can actually try that as well. So you can definitely look on Amazon for like blanks, and that's one example of that. Totes. So this is a canvas tote bag from Artistry. I've used that in like a project on Instagram, I think, if you want to check that out. This is a canvas tote Infusible ink brand, but you can also look for blanks unexpected places. Shirts and totes, blanks, that type of thing. I actually found this little tote at IKEA. It's 100% polyester. It will definitely work with sublimation and Infusible ink. So think outside of the box when you're looking for blanks. So maybe you can't find what you're looking for at any of the sources I listed. Think outside of the box when you're walking through your local store. Walk through Target, look in the dollar spot, look for little things that might say 100% polyester on the tag. You might have to hunt on the tag, but they're required to put the material content on those tags, so you can definitely find out what it's made out of and if it will work with sublimation products. So now we talked about fabrics. You can put Infusible ink, sublimation ink on things that aren't fabric, which might surprise you. So first of all, Cricut makes a couple of different coasters. So what I wanted to caution you about, these coasters work amazing with Infusible ink and sublimation. You can find other brands as well, but you can't just go to your local Home Depot and buy tiles and expect sublimation to work on those surfaces. Like I said, there needs to be a coating on the actual blank for it to work. And these that are labeled for sublimation or labeled for Infusible ink, that coating is put on there for you. So be sure to look for things that are labeled for sublimation if you are going to branch out of like Cricut Infusible ink blanks. Now, a couple of, you can get tags and like metal hang tags, plastic hang tags, keychains, that type of thing. White, and also Artistry makes a blank that is like a wood grain. Super cool, like the wood grain kind of shows through the sublimation ink, and you can get some super cool effects on those blanks as well. So metal and like plastic that are coated for use with sublimation. Then you can branch into ceramics. So I bought these mugs actually on Amazon. Just make sure the mug is labeled for sublimation. Again, you don't just want to go to the Dollar Tree and pick up mugs because it won't actually work on there. As soon as you like clean it, it's going to come right off because it did not have that chemical reaction. And then one of my other favorite things is tumblers. These are from Artistry. It's a metal tumbler. Again, has that coating for sublimation. Now, I do have a video on how to use sublimation with an oven with mugs and tumblers, and I will link to that video in the description below as well. Then, I mean, you could just go crazy looking for sublimation blanks. Most things like mouse pads are actually 100% polyester on the outside. They make them blank like this just for sublimation purposes. And things like can koozies, a couple of different varieties here. These I got off Amazon, and they were just listed as 100% polyester. Infusible ink works great with those. Again, watch the colors because the colors will bleed through from, you know, this original blue will bleed through and change your actual final color design. And then like these koozies are actually perfect for sublimation. They're intended for sublimation, and they lay flat, so you could do like a larger wraparound design on something like this. And this is like a sublimation blank. So hopefully that helped explain why you need special blanks when working with sublimation markers, as well as Infusible ink. I will leave tons of links below so you can find all the things and start buying all the things to use in your projects. And I hope this helps you be more successful with these products and not, I feel like people get discouraged because the first project they try is on that 100% cotton shirt that they picked up at the craft store that they use for heat transfer vinyl, and then they think they can just throw like some sublimation markers, draw that, and press it on, and they have a complete failure. So hopefully this helps you a little bit understand why you need a special blank for these products and help you be a little bit more successful. If you have any questions about anything we've covered, anything that you might want to ask, do they make a sublimation blank for this? Just drop down in the comment section and ask. I'll be happy to answer that. If you liked this video, if it helped you, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have videos like this all the time and you don't want to miss any of those. So thank you all so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.